just arguing with Top Dolla and stuff. It's just ridiculous. Or no, that's not even it. Some guy I saw
Yeah.
was wishing death on. He literally was wishing death. I had to block him. He's just crazy. He's like, I would wish death on Jim, and this is why, because he was at an indie show, and people behind him were making fun of some of the indie wrestlers' bodies. Like, look at this chubby guy and all this shit. And this guy was like, yeah, I wish Jim and them would die because they created this culture of body shaming. And she's like, that's literally how mentally ill this person was. So yeah, I don't know. Nick Hogan, I don't think you'll fare well in this current climate when people dig up you killed someone before. But shout out Hulk Hogan, I guess. I don't know. Your thoughts?
Can, well, you better not shout out Hulk Hogan.
I don't
Otherwise,
know.
we'll have
Yeah, I don't
fucking
fucking know, man. What do
82
you say?
fucking
This is all
hundred
sad,
comments.
awful news. This is terrible. You know, I just am praying for that family. You know, I don't know, trying to make light
Yeah.
of a shit situation.
Yeah, I know. Can you bring up the fucking Top Dollar and Jim Cornette shit?
I don't know. So basically, Billie Eilish said that, so she did some interview and said that men don't face criticism about their bodies because girls are nice. And she said nobody says a thing about men's bodies. If you're muscular, cool. If you're pudgy, not. So first off, you couldn't be more of a dumb bitch saying some dumb bitch shit like that. First and foremost.
Yeah,
So
then
that's just not
right.
right. But you know, I put my
That's
little tweet about
delusional.
it. Like, what a fucking L take. Like, what a dumb fucking 20-year-old. Someone told her to say this in this interview. Fucking take, because there's no way she could possibly be that dumb. I'd like to think Billie Eilish, give her the benefit of the doubt. She's a little smarter than that, right? But there's people in these celebrities' ears. We all know what they're doing. But
Yeah,
besides
Satan.
that, all of all of these fucking wrestlers like got offended by this, and they all, oh, as a wrestler you should hear what blah blah blah. And I just think that's like, guys, come on, man. This girl's like fucking 20 years old or 19 years old, and you're triggered by what she said. You're all grown ass men. Like, fuck this. Just, you know, call her stupid and move on.
Yeah,
But
just a shitty take.
Top Dollar took offense to this, and he
Oh, I
called
bet.
out Cornette. He goes a 60. So this is and shout out Top Dollar. I'm a Top Dollar fan. I know, like, all the flop dollar thing. Whatever. I've always said Hit Row was dope. Without Swerve, they're kind of fucked. I was super surprised Dollar was fired, and then you got Ashanti and BFAB like doing, and I'm just like, well, fire them all or bring Top Dollar back. Like, at least he's like, I don't know. He like made kind of kept the group. I felt like he was the Suge Knight of the group, you know? Like, that's right. Hit Row, Death Row. He's the Suge Knight. That's, to me, was like, what's Adonis gonna do now? Just jobs and shit? Like, what's BFAB
Yeah,
doing? Teaming
job.
up with Lashley? Why the fuck did they get rid of Top Dollar? So, anyways, oh, at AJ Francis 410, shout out AJ Francis. He said he X'd out a 60-year-old documented racist called me fat, a whale, a manatee, and worthless on his show for like a year straight, and nobody batted an eye. But it's aight, because when I see him in person and take care of that business myself, don't start acting like I'm the bad guy. Which is like, I don't know, was he shouting out Billie Eilish there too? Bad guy. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know if he's smart enough. Just kidding. But I don't know, whatever. That's a good take, but he is also threatening to beat up a 60-year-old guy. But if you feel like he's like, clearly this is pointed towards Jim Cornette, right? Everybody knew that. And also Jim did, which it wasn't a good look for Jim, because Jim, like, why would you respond? You're like copying you're almost like copying to what he's saying by that. So it's like, you should have just not even responded. So Cornette responds to him and goes, so this is at the Jim Cornette. Shout out Jim Cornette. He goes,
Yeah,
by
do
the
the
way,
voice. Do the voice.
he goes, by the way, just between you and me, run your pie hole all you want about what you do, because we all know we'll never meet. And if we did, you'd do nothing like it, because you're not a gangbanger. You're a fat fucking Uncle Phil. Blow me. So that was hard body response, bro. Cornette bodied him there, and then people took this and floated
Fucking
it
love
for
it.
like he's racist and shit for calling him gangbanger. But my whole thing was like, isn't he Suge Knight? Like, their shit's called Hit Row based off Death Row. To me, I'm like, so that's how I interpret it, and he's threatening to beat him up. So he's trying to say, like, I just took it as like Cornette going, you're not the gangbanger you think you are on TV type shit. You know, you're more like
Yeah,
Uncle
yeah,
Uncle
pretty much.
Phil. That's how I took that diss.
Yeah.
I didn't look at it as a race thing, but again, not good optics for Jim, man. Someone commented some shit saying some piping in, getting involved in this account, and this was pointed out to me. This account was called "Didn't Do Nothing," which is like a racist epithet, like saying "didn't do nothing." I guess is like a racist thing towards like Doja Cat got in trouble for this years ago because she did some shit called "Didn't Do Nothing," and that's like an online thing to make fun of black people. And Jim like retweeted that account, and the picture on the account is like,
yeah, but he doesn't know,
dude.
No,
No, because no, I disagree, because I said the same shit. I was like, I don't think he knows. And then people pointed out to me, they're like, look at the picture. And the picture is like a stereotypical, like the account's called "Didn't Do Nothing," and the account is literally like a racist account of this, and the picture's like a fucking, how do you explain it, like a cartoon from the 30s of like a black slave, like that would like accentuating things that were considered negatives about black people, right? There's they, in American Western cartoons, they would always depict, like Looney Tunes got shit for that, they would depict like aboriginals like myself, they would depict them like stereotypically in a way that bothers people. And the same thing is with this account, like it's a clear like racial parody account, bro. And Jim like retweeted them and shit, and it was just bad optics. So people just jumped all over and ate his ass up. And I mean, rightfully so, dude. If you're gonna talk shit on Twitter, you can't be like, you can't be retweeting fucking accounts like that, But he's also an old. But the way I try to, I'm not even defending him, but it's just like, it's like, dude, explain to your dad or your grandpa fucking email. Like they don't know how to use it, so maybe he missed the picture. But I just think it's too. Someone pointed out, they're just like, look, man, if he's as smart as everyone says Jim is, and he's a very intelligent guy, he's not dumb enough to not know what he was doing here. And I was like, fuck, man, you might have a good point. Someone pointed that out to me, and I was like, damn, that might be a good point. Because he's a fucking smart guy. It's not like he's dumb, So, again, so I don't know. They went back and forth. It basically ended with Top Dolla blocking Jim and Bryant last. And then...
Can you show me, you got some of their banner back and forth or no?
That's just what it was. I think Jim tweeted out one more thing, basically just saying like, when am I going to see you or whatever. It had nothing to do, or like whatever the fuck he said. I can't find it right here, but nonetheless though, Jim Cornette, then I just listened to this clip today, did like a response from his podcast, and he basically sort of laid out what I did. I'm sure some Mark in our fucking comments will go, "You're just regurgitated corny," but yeah, like we thought the same thing about it. Like when he whipped out the Uncle Phil line, like I just thought it was because like Top Dolla plays like Hit Row, Death Row, Suge Knight. I thought that was the whole. Hey,
yeah,
and I'm not. I felt like that was the whole thing. I don't need to defend my positions. I didn't say this stupid shit, but what I'm saying is like I'm pretty sure that's what Hit Row is based off of, guys. You know what I mean? So if it wasn't, then tickle me fucking pink, because I think fucking everyone watching WWE didn't realize that. I thought that was pretty glaringly obvious. That's what they were going for. So yeah, at the end of I think they were going to try and call themselves Death Row as well, actually, but then Snoop Dogg resurrected Death Row, and so WWE didn't want to do that. And plus, Death is like, ugh, like they're trying to be PG. I'm like 99.9% sure Swerve or someone said that on their podcast. So yeah, it is Death Row. So I thought that's what Corny was going for personally with the gangbanger comment or whatever. Other people find it racist. It is what it is. But Cornette, yeah, he responded and just said, look, like, we aren't going to run into each other, and you threatened me, bro. Like, come to my fucking house and beat me up then, And he's like, I hope you saved your money, because, that ain't going to go down well. So I don't know, man. Your thoughts on
Cornette?
Your thoughts on all of that stuff, Hairline, and yeah, just give me your thoughts on all that.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure the Uncle Phil line is like he's just quoting fucking LA Knight. Like LA Knight said that in that promo. Yeah, man. So I haven't listened to the Jim Cornette clip yet, but I more or less like agree with what you said there about like try explaining to your dad or your grandpa what the fucking email is. You know what I'm saying? So like once again, not to fucking be a sympathizer towards any form of racism or any of that shit, but I just like I'm sure Courtney was just retweeting some shit. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like the whole like the thing with Top Dollar, like let's be realistic about this. The only way they would see each other is if they were both booked on to like a con or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Fucking
Yeah.
now I can see Courtney getting booked, but I don't like again, if we're breaking this down realistically, like a con that's booking Jim Cornette is more or less booking legends and yada yada yada, right? Is that same con going to be booking Top Dollar? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Who knows? Who knows? It could happen.
yeah, I don't know.
But
I just
okay,
like
so Jim did do a quote tweet response as well that I have right here. So again, and that's what the motherfucker pointed out to me. They're like, dude, he's not that stupid. Jim's not that dumb. And again, he responded to him and then he quote responded to the same tweet. So it's like, is it explaining email to, like, if I tried to explain a quote tweet to my dad, he would faint. He wouldn't even understand at all what the fuck I'm talking about. He has to call me to do his online banking and shit. Jim Cornette is smart enough to respond and then also do a quote tweet response. I don't know, man. So he goes, this is what he responds. He says, I'm 62, Flopper. I'm 62, Flopper. Get your facts straight. How can having an aversion to marine life that tries to wrestle be termed racist? I don't think whales and manatees are all bad, just the lousy workers. If your swimming is half as bad as your wrestling, you call the huge at SeaWorld or something. I don't know. This guy's head's in the way of it, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's just not good for either person. Like Top Dollar didn't need to bring Jim into it whatsoever. And then Jim just shouldn't have responded because it real just kind of backfired on him, I must say. But I don't know. It is what it is, man. Everyone lives in their own bubbles, and that's how it's going to be. So,
well, you caught me up on it for sure.